On this Monday night, a national audience is going to watch the 6-7 Miami Dolphins take on the AFC North leading 7-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the ultimate test for the Miami Dolphins because, one, it's on the road. Two, it's against a perennial power, or you can call the Steelers a perennial power. Three, it's going to be cold, about 20 degrees, including wind chill. And four, I don't know if there's a four. Isaiah, is this the biggest challenge of the Dolphins 2025 season?
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of narratives kind of baked into this matchup, as you mentioned, right? And so for them to win, they have to do something that historically they've struggled with, i.e. winning in the cold, winning against playoff teams. These are things that this team has historically struggled with, and it will be worthwhile to see if they can exercise some of those demons come Monday. So, look, it's going to be certainly a must-watch game, for at least for me. You know, even if I wasn't,
none of your job, but
if it wasn't my job, right?
Okay, all right.
If it wasn't my job, I'd just be interested to see, because even when I wasn't covering the Dolphins, I still paid attention to them. So I would definitely have this game on.
You sneak a Dolphins game in between Eagles games, right?
Yeah. I try to, and I'm just interested to see how this team, does. I live here, right? So it's difficult for me not to at least have some sort of affinity for the team, where I live. It's like I'll be cheering for the Canes when they go up to, Kyle Field a couple weeks. We'll see. It'll be a great matchup. So it's and what it's go Inter Miami. I don't even know what their mascot is.
They won.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. But
the champions. We got the Panthers champions, Inter Miami's champions.
But what's their mascot?
The palm tree.
I feel like it's the herons. Like something is telling me in my spirit it's the herons.
Okay.
But we're talking about Dolphins football right now.
Yeah.
The thing that matters about Dolphins football is that they are going to play in the cold against a team with look, I know people love to criticize Aaron Rodgers for things on and off the field, but on the field, the last time he took the field against the Miami Dolphins, he kind of lit them up.
He did. He kind of both times he played against the Miami Dolphins, he lit them up.
So we'll see. We'll see how he looks in that the black and gold on Monday. But he has kind of delivered some pretty turn back the clock performances against the Dolphins. So
I am very intrigued by this game from the standpoint of I think a loss to the Miami Dolphins could cost Mike Tomlin his job.
Oh.
And I find that to be very ironic and coincidental.
Yes.
Hell, a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers could still cost Mike McDaniels his job. There's no guarantee Mike is going to keep his job this season as much as this team has transformed themselves and are playing better and looks like they turned around. Everybody says the same thing. They beat up on weak opponents. Now, I do not agree with that because I don't believe there is such a thing as a weak opponent in the NFL. I think anybody can get you on any Sunday. Okay. Oh, you don't think the Miami Dolphins can go get the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday?
I mean, the way that the Eagles are playing right now, any team can go get them. I'm scared for the Raiders game on Sunday.
Yeah. And I always say this to people, every matchup is dictated and determined by the injuries. For instance, how good would the Miami Dolphins be without De'Von Achane, who was practicing in a red jersey, has bruised ribs, if not broken? We don't know if they're broken. We're just hoping that they're bruised. If they were broken, the team wouldn't even tell us. And limited practice today, which means we don't really know what he did. You could do individual drills and call it a day. That's a limited practice. He's going to rest this week. But the Dolphins are a different team if De'Von Achane doesn't play. And on top of that, Pittsburgh, they got J.J. Watt, who is in the hospital right now. Huh?
Yeah.
T.J. Watt, yes. They got T.J. Watt, who is in the hospital right now with a lung issue. And last I checked, the NFL don't want people dying on their field. I'm just, just a slight guess.
Yeah, you're real. That's real.
If he has a heart, chest, breathing condition, I highly doubt anybody's going to clear him to play. So so Pittsburgh Steelers, they got injuries too. They got issues too.
That's right.
So it'll be interesting to see what comes of this matchup. It is a 3-point Pittsburgh is favored by 3, which means it's pretty much a pick'em game. The Dolphins have a formula that finally works in the cold. They run the ball well, play good defense, and
create turnovers. Yep.
And getting turnovers and not turning the ball over. Now, what does that mean for the traction of the field? I have no idea. I'll tell you an interesting story that you probably have never known. It was the 2016 Adam Gase first year, the Miami Dolphins. They qualified for the playoffs. They were going to Pittsburgh to play in the first round. Now, mind you, players always work out on the field to see what the turf is like, to see what the field conditions are like, see what the wind is like. That's why they go out there and work out and go through the paces to kind of test out what they need. One of the athletic trainers, I'm not going to call the name because if I said the name, I'd probably be wrong. Joe Tremino is the head trainer. This is from players. They told them to wear a certain spike for this game. It was snowing. At Pittsburgh is notorious for they have real grass on a frozen field. So the grass is basically dead. And as running back coach Eric Stuzville says, it's painted dirt. So that's what you play on when you play in Pittsburgh. So the players they were told you have to wear these spikes, defensive players. You have to wear these spike shoes. Literally, they get there on the field. The spikes are so big that they really can't change directions. The whole defense cannot change directions. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers scored in like 2 plays. Antonio Brown, like, whoop, 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 gone. Like, and outrun everybody. This is like in the first quarter. I think they even scored another touchdown, and like Miami's trailing like 14-0. And all you see in the first quarter is an entire defense changing spikes and changing shoes because they didn't pick the right cleats for the situation, and they couldn't move in those cleats. So these are the things that come when you play on the road, just like everybody has to adjust to South Florida heat and humidity. I'm sure we thought that day that Miami beat down Buffalo, we thought it was cool. Buffalo might have thought it was humid. That was a basic South Florida day. That was nothing special for us, but we're used to it. We're used to feeling like a cloud is on, like something's on your chest. The people who are not from South Florida, they're not used to the condition. Just like me. I go into cold environments, I'll be freezing my butt off. Even though New York wasn't that cold last week, even though the numbers were cold, it didn't feel cold. It was the weirdest thing. And even the players said that. Like the sun was out when they were warming up, and like I was in my jacket having a sweat. I was like, what's going on here? But anyway,
won't be sweating next week in Pittsburgh.
We'll see. I mean, right now the weather gods have been very fortunate to the Miami Dolphins, I think, for the last 2 years. So
we'll see.
We shall see. But there literally are no excuses. As Tua said, I gotta play football. Like this is where, in the conditions that football is played, we'll probably have a game plan specifically for whether it's a snow game or a cold condition game. And truth be told, the Dolphins are running the ball 70% of the time. Yeah. So that suits the running conditions. Wanted to talk about a couple of things. Rasul Douglas winning Defensive Player of the Week. He's having quietly one of the best cornerback seasons of not just his career, but of the season. And in fact, Jack Jones is having a pretty damn good year. This Dolphins secondary, and you've been saying it from the beginning, they might have given up one big play this season.
Yeah.
And Now, I will say this. The opposing passer rating is 100.2, but it's been drastically coming down throughout the season. So it'll be interesting to see how they play. But congratulations to Rasul Douglas. We talked to him earlier this week, or we talked to him today. And basically, Rasul, I like him. He's got a great personality. He's real. And basically he was like, he challenged us and told us that we don't ask good enough questions. So I basically asked him, what took you so long to sign with the team? Were you cherry picking? Were you, did you? And he basically was like, yeah, I didn't want to do training camp. I was spending time with my son. And I could tell you, I know about 20, 30 NFL players who were like that, where they were like, yeah, I don't need training camp. I'm not doing training camp. And I'll show up, 2 weeks before the season starts and I'll be ready to go. And Rasul says he would not do that again because it took him a while.
It took him a couple weeks. Yeah.
It took him a couple of weeks. But that was his approach this season. And he also said he's playing for free, which considering he's contractually making $1.5 million for the caliber of player and starter that he is, I can understand the gist and the point of what he's saying. He's saying, yeah, I'm going to need a substantial raise because, I'm not going to be playing for free much longer. But
I mean, he deserves it. The way that he's been playing before, I mean, this year, like between him, Minka, Jack Jones, like they've put together quite the season, right? Yeah. And it wasn't easy at first, right? They definitely went through their lumps.
Absolutely.
But I talked to Jack earlier today, and I just said, what do you think has been like the biggest turnaround for you guys? And he just said chemistry, right? Like now we're starting to gel, right? And we didn't, Rasul got here. Rasul got here 2 weeks before the season, so like people undervalue what he's been able to do. And just when it comes to a coverage standpoint, and I mean, look, like you can put him on your best. He's not necessarily going to travel. We haven't really seen him travel. It's kind of been like a side thing. Yeah. But that side of the field has pretty much been locked down. I mean, granted, like the pick that he caught on Sunday, I think that was just a terrible play call. I just think for you to run a stop and go,
it was a terrible play call, but it was a rookie practice squad quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Interesting about Rasul Douglas. He has a career high 67.6% passer rating, which that is unbelievable. Actually, it's not a career low. He had a 44.5 in 2021, but that's basically dominant.
That's very dominant.
Yeah, that's not basically dominant. That's very dominant. 29 of 53 passes have been thrown his way. He's allowed 2 touchdowns. He's allowing 5.5 yards per reception. 5.5 yards per reception. That's pretty good. That's
really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
But they haven't allowed big plays earlier this season. And that's the thing. You can't really criticize a unit because a defense works in totality. Like earlier this season, the Dolphins were the worst defense in the NFL because they basically couldn't stop the run. Now, a lot of that was put on the rookie defensive tackles, which because they were playing like rookies and needed to grow and needed to learn. But as they began to play better, all of a sudden the pass rushing improved. Then all of a sudden the cornerbacks are getting the ball. We're getting turnovers. And that's what happens when you start to play and a defense and a unit starts to click. Same thing with the offensive line. They before Austin Jackson came back, they started 8 games consistently. 5 players started 8 games consistently. I don't know if I could tell you the last time I've seen that done around here. I don't know if I can. At some point, somebody goes down. And, even though James Daniel was a season opening starter, he's played 3 snaps. Keon Smith was in there. And once they put Cole Strange in, a former first-round pick in 2022, they started to take off. And Jonah started to improve. Aaron Brewer started to mow people down. The run game started to click. Larry Borum started to improve. And wow, they have really been the catalyst of the season. And I actually write about that in my Miami Herald column, so you should go check that out. But props to Rasul Douglas. Big moment for him in terms of basically reclaiming his NFL career, because you get to a certain point and a lot of people in the league, especially 8 years into your career, approaching your 30s, they're like, yeah, you wash, you has been. And to make a statement, have a statement season like this, which is Rasul Douglas is having, props to him for doing that.
No, that's real. That's real. No, it's been very spectacular to watch. Almost, if I had a vote, which I guess I technically do, I can tweet it, but I mean that's a Pro Bowler to me. Like him, I think he's having a Pro Bowl season. Minka is having a Pro Bowl season. Obviously, Achane on the offensive end.
I don't think Minka's having a Pro Bowl season.
You don't think so? What? Go ahead.
Where are the turnovers? Where are the impact plays?
The pick 2 wasn't an impact play?
That was on a game. That was one. Okay.
He's had a pick.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Minka has contributed 68 tackles, 1 sack, first sack of his career, by the way. 6 PBUs, 1 forced fumble, recovered 2, and 2 interceptions. No, 1 interception. My bad.
One interception. He had 1 taken back.
Yeah.
That's not. Those aren't Pro Bowl numbers to you? No.
No.
He already has more pass deflects than he did last year. Granted, he had an interception taken off the board. I mean, look, I think what I've enjoyed about Minka this year is that Anthony Weaver kind of stood true to his philosophy, right? Where it's like, if you are one of the best players on this team, we want you near the ball, right? And so I was very curious to see how that philosophy was going to be used.
Hold on. I think that philosophy was forced on him, not selected.
No. I hear you. But from a guy that, last time he was here and was playing quote unquote out of position, what did he do? He didn't want to. He made it very clear he didn't want to be here anymore, right? And so to see that growth within a player, to me, that's cool, right? Because that shows a lot of personal growth, right?
If you pay me $15 million, I can play. I'll play wherever you want me to play. I'll play nose tackle if you want. $15 million. I mean, that was back in the day when his rookie contract might have been $15 million. And I also think the head coach and him not wanting to play for that head coach and not wanting to be part of the tank for Tua culture. Because I know I was in the locker room when Minka was in the locker room, and Minka was not a fan of what was going on in that organization. They was about that BS, and Minka wanted out. But he's back now. He's doing better, enjoying himself, and it's really hard to engage on Minka.
It is. I think it really is. I think, tomorrow we will see a little bit more. I mean, I think the question of, look, like he already answered the question, is there going to be any emotions? He said no, but that's not realistic, right? Like, and I think it's incumbent upon us. And maybe it's not a group thing, right? Maybe it's like a one-on-one thing, right? Because look, like I think at the end of the day, there are players in this locker room. I mean, there's anybody's kind of like this. Like if people put a camera in your face, right? And it's like they're asking your opinion on this situation, and it's gonna get clipped, it's going this way, because of just who you are. You're going to downplay it. You're gonna taper your emotions off, right? And I think, and that while that's fair and that's your right as a player, I don't think that's realistic. Like, and as you like to say, I don't like to write lies, right? So, I for one will be pressing the issue about it. Whether that makes him not a fan of me, I don't really care. Like, I just don't think that that's realistic to say that you are,
emotionally void. I mean, he is emotionally like dead inside, but generally, come on, Minka.
Okay, you not showing emotions to the media versus you being emotionally
I
dead
think he
inside are
shows
two very
emotion to
different
his
things.
teammates.
I disagree with that. You again, and we've had this conversation before. Go ask Dante Trader about Minka Fitzpatrick. Well, it actually wasn't what you was. I think Joe Shad. Go ask Dante Trader about Minka Fitzpatrick, and you will see a totally different side of him through that kid's eyes. I'm just being completely honest.
That should be what you're right. Just being honest with you, because like and honestly, and I'm being real with you. I knew Minka in his first 2 years when he was here, and Minka's. I thought he was young and shy back then.
Yeah.
To see it 9 years later, I'm like,
That's just who you are.
That's who you are. So Minka's quiet and reserved. His teammates say you can barely get a word out of him. Like, and I guess if you're in the position room and he's trying to mentor you and teach you, it's a totally different ball game. But and I wrote the column earlier before he shook down the team for a contract restructuring. Nobody knows if Minka's happy here. Like, nobody knows if Minka's even happy because he's got his family. He'd been here for his brother's senior season at St. Thomas Aquinas. His family never relocated from here. They just had a young child. So having your parents around your baby, I know what that's like. That's great. But can you tell Minka's happy?
Judging by what he said on Sunday, right? I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else. I mean, like, look, you got to take him because I think, to me, after a game, you get a very raw emotion because there's a lot of energy.
There's adrenaline.
Yeah, there's so much adrenaline. So you get very raw emotions, right? And so to see him say that, to me, I mean, I think he's happy. Like,
yeah, look, I thought that was my first indication that he was happy. But let me ask you a question. If he was traded on October 31st, do you think he would have been bothered?
Where is he going?
Okay. So it matters where he's going.
Of course it matters.
He's going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, he'd be excited.
Okay. He's going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He'd be excited.
He's going to the Carolina Panthers.
I don't think he'd be excited. I mean, just the reality of the situation. Like, you want to go to a team that is winning. Now, granted, the Panthers are what? Are they still? Last time I checked, are they 7-6? Hold on, let me see. Panthers, Carolina Panthers, because I forgot that there is a Panthers down here. Yeah. Right? Schedule. Let's see here. They are a great. Dang, my Wi-Fi is acting up. They're second in the NFC South, and they are a good. What is his record? Why can't I? Why isn't it showing me the record? Oh, here we go.
Let me get it.
There we go. 7-6. Yeah, they're 7-6. Because they had a bye last week. But they a big win over the Rams.
7-6, man. That's pretty good. Dolphins are aspiring to be 7-6.
Right? They have some great wins too. They beat the Packers. They beat the Rams.
They beat the Dolphins.
They beat the Dolphins. That's not really a great win, but I guess they beat the Dolphins. They beat the Cowboys. They swept the Falcons. Like,
those are some great wins.
They are.
Yeah, I don't know if Dolphins wins are.
Dolphins have one good win on the season, as far as I'm concerned.
Buffalo.
That's about it.
Damn. Yeah.
Well. Yeah. That's about it. I mean, look. The Falcons, sure, I would have given in that, but the Falcons aren't as good as we thought they would be.
Yeah, but they also lost their starting quarterback. So
they did lose their starting quarterback. But we think that Kirk Cousins wasn't he vying to be a guy somewhere else?
Kirk Cousins is the biggest hustler in the NFL. Like,
we're in agreement on that.
Yes.
But outside of that, I don't think they've had a lot of wins. Now, granted, you beat who's on your schedule, so I'm not knocking the 6-7 record, right? But they've lost a lot of winnable games. The Chargers game, winnable game. The Panthers game, winnable game. Like
Patriots game, winnable game.
Patriots, winnable game, right? So that's 3 games that, like, even if you split them, right? And let's just say the split is a tie. You tie one of those games, right? So what are you now? You're gonna be 8-6-1.
Yeah.
No, 7. It'll be 7-6-1.
Yeah, probably
Maybe
7-6-1.
7-6-1.
No, 7-5-1.
There you go.
7-5-1.
So like, look,
we were saying this earlier in the season. They're not as bad as they were playing. So
they're not, but they're also not as good as the team that beat the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. But they got their issues, just like every Dolphins team has issues. But they're healthy, and they're suited for December football. So it'll be interesting to see how they play.
Healthy-ish. I mean, look, man.
Bro, I covered the Dolphins for 18 years. This is about as healthiest they've ever been in December I've ever seen.
Okay.
Ever. By this time,
sure.
the Dolphins have usually lost about 5 starters in most seasons.
I mean, I threw him in my roster before we left, but let's look at that injury. Let's look at that injury.
I mean,
IR list.
We not counting. I'm not counting the guys.
Not counting the Cater Kohus of the world. Okay.
Okay. I can count Cater Kohus. Okay.
Cater Kohu, James Daniel. I don't know if we'll see him.
James Daniel, Tyreek Hill,
Jason Sanders.
Yeah, I don't count specialists. Everybody knows that.
No,
I'll give you Juju Brent.
Juju Brent, and give me Jason Sanders. That is a starting kicker. Don't do that.
And we replaced him like this.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think. Look.
It's a kicker, bro. It's a
don't
kicker.
Do that. Don't do that, because when you have a bad kicker, you notice it, right? Do you or do you not notice it when you have a bad kicker?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, you do. So let's not. I think they found a gem in Riley Patterson, right? But they very well could have signed Young Ho Koo, who has been disastrous.
Okay.
Who got cut and picked up at least once this year. I know that the Falcons, I believe, cut him. I think he got picked up again.
He out there struggling.
He is.
Yeah. All right. I guess so. I mean, I'm not a big believer that specialists are important, but then when they don't show up,
that's what I'm saying. When they don't show up, that to me is the definition of important. Like if you can take a day off, will they matter? And they definitely do. They definitely do. So
I vividly remember it was a Buffalo game. I can't remember which kicker it was, and I don't want to name the wrong name, but he kicks a game-winning kick, right? A kicker kicks the game-winning kick. We go to his locker to talk to him after he kicks a game-winning kick, and he's like, "Why y'all want to talk to me? Y'all ain't want to talk to me all year." I'm like, "Bro, you're a kicker. Like, you're a kicker. We should only care when you make or miss important kicks that cost the team or win the game."
Like, I mean, look, that's real.
What you want me?
Maybe that's more.
Quote you on the morale of the team or how the defense is playing. Like, you're a kicker. Like,
I will say that it's incumbent upon us to make a better effort to talk to those guys. I know you don't give a rat's ass, but maybe it's incumbent.
Like, I saw a huddle around Joe Cardona, and I'm like,
I don't know what that was about. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what that was
about.
Why
are y'all talking to Joe Cardona? Like, I still don't get it. I mean,
I didn't. I saw that, was unfamiliar with what that was, but I let it rock. I've had a conversation with Joe. I had a conversation with Riley too. I've participated in a Riley scrum. I haven't had a conversation with him one-on-one, but I've had a conversation with Joe before. I need to go talk to Jake Bailey, because he's having a great season too. So
okay, I'm not writing about a punter. Like, great hang time, dude. What's been the key to your hang time success?
See, when you say it like that, it makes people not want to read it. But I'm sure there's gems in there. He might be the Pro Bowler.
Yeah, you've downed 21 punts inside the 20. What's been your key to? What's your secret?
See, I hope Jake Bailey sees this and is like, nah, man, Omar sucks, and that'll be some deserved hate. You get a lot of undeserved hate, and I'm always cap for you, but this one is certainly deserved because you wilding right now.
Everybody knows I don't do.
I know. Oh, don't worry. We know that you don't care about special teams. Look, there will be.
I mean,
we know
they had a lot of touchdowns yesterday. Last week, you see me say anything? I don't care.
Oh yeah, they did, yo. That was embarrassing.
I mean, we gonna ask Craig Ackerman, what happened there? Ethan Bonner missed a tackle, and this guy.
Is that why there was a scrum around Ethan Bonner today too?
No, because he had that one-handed pick that you ignore. That's what it was.
I didn't ignore that. I tweeted it. Did you not see my tweet? My tweet was
I saw your
legendary.
tweet. You told me about your tweet, but
that was legendary.
Ethan Bonner needs a profile. He got a one-handed pick, bro.
Okay. Right. His time for the profile would have been when he tried to step in for what was it, Juju Brents that one time, and if he would have played well then, I would have more than welcomed. But he got picked on. And then subsequently, look, I haven't been a fan of the Ethan Bonner snaps. I mean, maybe there's people who are getting paid more than me that see something that I don't. As someone that played the position,
body, hard worker, that's what they'll tell you. Fast, one of the fastest players on the team.
Okay.
Good body, strong, hard worker.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what about what happens in between the lines?
He's got deceptive speed.
But what about what happens when you line up in the field in between the lines and you're checking the receiver in front of you? Is he food or is he not food?
He's food.
Okay. So that to me, look, bro, the interception was hard. You clap it up. First one of your career too. You deserve all the credit for that. That's, you know what I'm saying? He has more picks than Storm Duck. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Bud. But in the grand scheme of things, did it really matter? What?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's proven that he's an NFL player. I think if I were Ethan Bonner, I'd be focused on he has proven he's an NFL player.
A special teams guy, correct?
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
If I was Ethan Bonner, I would be working on being a gunner. And you know what I'm saying? And I could carve out a nice career for myself as a gunner. If something happens to another cornerback, I could be a good backup that just comes in, spot start. But you don't know that, man. Ethan Bonner might be the next coach of Stanford. You don't,
that would be cool. Look, that would be cool. I have no. Okay, go ahead.
People. I want to give a shout out to Brian Hartline, who I've always been a big fan of. A two-time 1,000-yard receiver for the Miami Dolphins history, as basically the guy who ate when coverage went Brandon Marshall's way. No shade intended. Brian is the new head coach of USF after a decade of having dominant recruiting classes and producing the best wide receivers that the NFL has at Ohio State. So good luck to him. I know he's going to kill it because Brian Hartline was always the guy that I went to when I didn't understand something about the team, the season, football, and he always explained it to me impeccably. So that's good to see that he's here in Florida. On that note,
before we wrap up, I just you said something earlier about De'Von Achane, and I've been trying to figure out a way to get it in. I just wanted to get it in now. Okay, so what he did at practice, right? Because you said, we didn't, we don't know what he did, but it was very clear what he did. He stretched. He wore a flak jacket. He wore a red jersey. He participated in a little bit of the team reps, he caught pass from Tua. He took a handoff from Tua. He did some cutting around the bags, right? But when it came time to practice blocking, he stood out.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, just because I know, it's fantasy football playoffs, so I know that people.
De'Von could decide if you winning some money or not.
He could decide if I personally am winning some money or not.
He's on your team. Oh, that's why you was out there doing your reporter job. Okay.
And it's funny because I've had at least 3 or 4 people text me yo, I saw your name as the one reporting something out of Dolphins. camp about De'Von Achane. So I'm like, yes, it matters for your fantasy team, but it matters for mine as well. Trust me. And it's the work league too. So our boss is gonna see this, and I don't think he made the playoffs this year. So look, I'm rooting for De'Von Achane to get it together, and I picked up Ollie Gordon on a flyer too. Maybe if he God forbid he doesn't line up,
Jalen Wright.
Jalen Wright got picked up. That's what really reminded me to go pick up Ollie. Because I saw Jalen Wright got picked up. I was like, dang, which is why I asked my question today. Like, is there a changing of the guard? That wasn't the reason why. I was genuinely curious.
For your fantasy team.
I was genuinely curious. I was genuinely curious because obviously Ollie's been the guy for the entire year. He got hurt, and since then, it doesn't necessarily seem like he's been getting the same amount of touches.
I mean, but Jalen was the backup, and then he got hurt. Well, he was losing that job, but he got hurt, and then he had to work his way back. I last week after the game, I think he was this close to tearing up, just close. And I love that.
Would have been a great moment because of the emotion that the lack of emotion that he's shown kind of all year, which I understand.
No, he's shown emotion. He's shown frustration.
Frustration. Yes,
he showed frustration, anger, disappointment.
He was pissed off.
Pissed offness. Yeah. Like, and you get it.
Yeah, I understand it. I totally
get it.
Yeah.
Like, I named him the most improved player in OTAs. Yeah. Then you put the pads on and you just look like you look, and then you get hurt, and then it's this running back I had, this rookie I had scoring all the touchdowns, and you be like, damn, did you know that last week was his first touchdown?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, 100%. I noted it.
Yeah. How many does Ollie Gordon have? He got like 4.
He got a couple. Yeah, he got a couple. He definitely got a couple.
So I'd be a little salty too.
No, I totally understand it. That's why I wasn't one of those people that wrote him off entirely. I'm like, look, he's just dealing with something in real time. And it's not fun to see the job that you thought you had being given away, right? It is what it is. So, look, I understand it, but to see this moment where he's finally, garnering, some support, and look, I think, McDaniel brought up a good point today that there has been, player leaders who've been advocating for him to get some more touches. One that I'm pretty sure is Aaron Brewer, just because I've talked to him multiple times about incorporating the 3-headed stake, and he's like, look, man, I've been pushing for that since day one. So we'll see what happens. Shout out to Jalen Wright. Shout out to everyone that is had a great season this year. I'm talking like the season's over, but look,
only Jordan Brooks. Who else had a great season?
Oh yeah, Jordan Brooks for sure. Rasul. No, that's the Pro Bowler we forgot to name. Rasul, Jordan Brooks, De'Von Achane. Yeah, that's a good 3 actually. That's a good 3. It's a good 3.
We can talk about Pro Bowl because Patrick Paul. Like,
you think Patrick Paul? You think Patrick Paul is one of the 10 best
offensive linemen?
Tackles? No tackles.
Tackles in the NFL? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name me. He gave up a sack to Myles Garrett.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's Penei Sewell. There's Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Deion Dawkins.
Is Lane Johnson really the same player though?
Bro, come on now.
Take your Eagles hat off.
The Eagles hat is off. He's been consistently one of the best players. He's just hurt. Look.
Yeah.
The best ability is availability. You're right, but like he's still. You look at those Pro Bowl votes. I
think that's a popularity contest. Nobody knows Patrick Paul. Who's voting for him? Dolphins fans in Houston, University of Houston. Like nobody know he out here balling. I mean, the players do, the coaches do, but
that's true.
I mean, he's behind Jordan Brooks. He'd probably be my second top performer of the team.
No, De'Von Achane.
Oh, I forgot about him. De'Von Achane. My bad. 3. I still put
over Rasul Douglas.
Rasul
Douglas.
Bro, you know how hard it is to find a left tackle like Patrick Paul?
I know.
That's $100 million player.
That is that you think you're gonna get paid. I hope that they. Oh
They
my
would be
god, I
crazy not
cannot
to pay him.
look, man. You're right. You're right. But crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened.
So
Like, and that's again, that's a deal you kind of got to get out ahead of, right? This is second year. You got what?
they got one more
You got to
year,
figure. I'm about to say you
and
got
then
to figure it out next year.
that fourth year, you better show him the money because he's gonna every year you wait is gonna be more expensive. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. On that note, tomorrow is Friday. That's our football Thursday. I don't know. We'll either do a podcast Friday or Saturday. Maybe Sunday because that's the day before the game. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just continue to check in on Dolphins in Depth, and we will be here giving you all the information that you need for Monday night showdown with the Pittsburgh Steelers. On that note, we are out.